Yes, welcome back, people, to the Smoke Heart Basketball Podcast. It's your boy Sam and Joe here to talk about all the latest NBA news, storylines, everything you need to keep up to date with the NBA. And getting straight into it, I think you should start off by showing some love
Positive.
because we're gonna get to some negatives later on. But let's start off showing some love. And this season, there's been a few players. We'll start off in Atlanta. There's been a few players that have been stepping up and balling out, right? And we talked earlier on at the start of the season about one particular player and his value and what he could do for his team. But with Trey being out, Jalen Johnson.
I bought the stock early. I was a bit shaky, but I didn't sell. And
that was good stock, bro.
Listen, man. Jalen Johnson, man. Listen, forwards, 6'8" and above, that can do a bit of everything and do everything at an above average level. This is why, man, the NBA is just the talent level now. You have 6'8" point guards now, and it's not like the way we thought. You kind of do, the big. No, this is literally a 6'8" rim running point. I don't even know what this is, man, but his last 10 games, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Just to put a stamp on it, just to summarize what he's been up to: 25.4 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 9.7 assists a game. Come on, bro. In the last
he's had 3 triple doubles in the last 5 games.
I think he had the fastest triple double ever in his last game. I need to fact check that, but I'm sure it was either that or the second fastest after Jokic.
I think it was the second fastest after Jokic, yeah.
Yeah, man. But Jalen Johnson's just been playing out his mind, man. I just think
balling.
When your small forward / power forward can offer you this,
and this being for the season 23.4, 10.5 boards, nearly 8 assists on 50-40. I mean, 80 from free throw, so that's an area for improvement. But even still, 50 and 40 from the field and from the 3-point line, that's what you want. And not just on that, like he knows, like he's shooting efficient because he knows how to take his shots. He's not forcing the free ball. Like he's getting to the bag, he's getting to the rim. He's doing what he needs to do to play winning basketball. And even in those last 5 games where they've lost in a 1-point thriller with the Nuggets, where he had a triple double.
They blew that one up themselves.
Yeah. But... And then in a 1-point, I mean, they blew it up, but Jokic went crazy as well to end the quarter.
Just to piggyback off that, so it's the second fastest, you're correct. 16 minutes and 44 seconds. Jokic was the fastest, 14 minutes, 33 seconds.
Of course it's Jokic, though.
But, man, what this guy's doing, and when you watch it, it's all smooth. It's all smooth. It's not forced. Man, listen, man, there's going to be some questions, and I don't even like doing this, man, because I came into this season saying how Trae Young, for me, is ridiculously disrespected, man, but...
We'll get Atlanta, some of that disrespect in a second.
If you're Atlanta, you have to ask the question. And it's not even just, do we trade him? It's just about, first, I think Trae Young deserves the respect and the chance to integrate himself in and see what happens to this team. But I just think, with the lineup they're running right now, with another guy we need to go and give praise to, with Nikhil at the 1, with Dyson at the 2, I just think it offers you something defensively that Trae just can't give you. And this is what I'm talking. We were talking off camera, and we said it before about how it's so hard to value 20 points per game because it feels like it comes off the bench. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, in his last 10 games, 23.7 points per game, 4.4 rebounds a game, 3.3 assists. Within that, he's had a 38-point game, he's had a 34-point game, he's had a 30-point game, and he's had a couple 20 points in there. Yeah. He had one game where he scored 8 against the Wizards, but it's the NBA. Shit happens. But what he's doing right now, this is called betting on yourself.
Literally.
This is called waiting for your time. And we're seeing it in and around the league where it's like, why am I going to overpay this guy when I can find a Norman Powell?
And that's the thing. That's like, that's for GMs, especially with the second apron, where like you've got these max contracts. Obviously, a lot of those contracts, extensions, etc., were signed before that new CBA agreement and second apron kicked in. So you've got guys that are on 50 million a year, and I'm like, if you're a GM and you're putting together a roster that you want to compete with, it's like, well, I'm going to just get pieces. I'm maybe gonna have one guy that I give that contract to. Maybe two if they're truly, truly elite in their position. But like, what is the incentive to go out there and throw money at a guy that is
There just isn't.
at best a perennial all-star? Like, there just isn't enough value in that. Especially when there is so much talent coming into the NBA that you could literally just develop a guy that in a year or two
second round picks
is ready to do that.
Second round picks haven't had as much weight as they do now, in my opinion. I think you're seeing it in the better teams, the OKCs, even now with who's a team we might go into, the Celtics with Jordan Walsh. It's almost becoming like football in a way. I know we made these references obviously because we're from the UK, but it's about development.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you know what, the lower league teams haven't got the budget of the big six or the big clubs with the billion. They can spend £1 billion. But obviously in the NBA it's trades. But sometimes it's like, well, I can't go and acquire anything. I don't have the cap space.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to go and acquire this because it doesn't make sense for my trajectory of my team. How much can my coaching staff and my training staff and the environment we build, how can we develop? How can we develop talent? And I think you're seeing it, man. How can you help guys grow? How can you help guys go to the next level? Because, man, Nico Alexander-Walker, I wouldn't say it's the biggest surprise because I just think he showed little sparks in Minnesota when he's playing his role. But this level of play, I would have never seen that coming. And it's like, if you're Atlanta now, seeing how good we've been, seeing what we're like when Jalen Johnson is the head of the snake.
Yeah.
Trae Young, for me, is just a player who, cool, he might be able to play off ball. I don't think he'll be Trae Young playing off ball. And then it's like you're paying a guy that much money to be what? And then it's like, I think when you're not the guy, you what you do defensively, it's going to show up a lot more. Because it's like, well, you're giving up this, but then your offensive output is not giving up this anymore because we're not running it through you as much anymore. So I think they're going to have to ask. There's a lot of questions that's going to be asked. Because I think
serious questions.
I just think there's no way, in my opinion, Trae Young can come back and we play the way we played when Trae Young was there before.
Yeah, his usage historically has been like one of the highest in the leagues.
100%.
And then on top of that, and like what you said, where you've got Jalen Duren averaging 20, 23, 24, you've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker averaging 20, which is over double what he was averaging last season and the seasons before that. Where you've got 40 points coming from guys that are gonna be earning a third or half of what Trae's earning. But then on the flip side can offer you so much more defensively. Not just in terms of what they can do at their position, but especially in the case of Jalen Johnson, like what you can do at a variety of different positions as well, the switchability. With Trae, where it's like you can only really guard a one, like in terms of size, but then in terms of strength, lateral movement, with the way the guards are playing in this, like in this day and age, the speed with which they're playing, the strength that they have, the size that they have, what on earth are we expecting Trae Young to do here? So you're willing to give up, let's say Nickeil, you bench him. You're gaining an additional, 9 points a game from Trae, but what are you giving up on the defensive side? And then from a chemistry perspective as well, like, how is that? Not to say that he's going to, like, negatively affect the chemistry from a personality standpoint, but just from a ball movement standpoint. Like, he needs the ball in his hands to be effective. And I don't see how mid-season you're going to make those adjustments where now it's a completely different ball game. Your whole career, from AAU all the way through to college, all the way now, you've had the ball in your hands. Now you have to play off ball. Now you have to be coming off screens, or if they even setting screens that much, because teams don't even set screens as much these days. So it's a completely different thing for him to get his head around. And I think as tricky as it'll be for the Hawks to find a suitor, I think that's probably going to be the decision to make. Like, free up that cap space, flesh out the rest of that squad with depth, because depth is key in the NBA these days. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's probably what they're going to be leaning to do.
Yeah.
And I think from those GM reports that they've probably tried shopping him already. But I don't know how many suitors there are going to be.
I just think it's a tough space for undersized guards right now.
Yeah, real.
Because I think what's
I mean, it's
happened
always
is,
been.
yeah, but I think more than ever now, because the point guard position is it's in such a weird space where it's like when teams don't have a point guard, you see that they don't have a point guard, and it's like, yo, you need a point guard. But then it feels like you can get it on the low now. Like Pacers got a point guard help from Nemhard. His little bro now. In Dallas got it on. He was on a 2-way. They're probably going to extend it, but they got him on the low.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're getting point guard play it's not at a premium price anymore. So when you have guys like Trae Young or Ja or even LaMelo now, who is like, okay, you're on the trade block. I don't know if there's that many suitors, and it feels like everybody has their guard already.
Yeah.
If you look around and it's like, okay,
like what title contender doesn't have a guard?
Title contender's got their guard, and it's like if you're a bum team, why am I gonna? I'm not looking to invest in any big contracts, long-term contracts. No. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I be on? What? That's not something that interests me. So
unless
it's
you're guaranteed to impact winning.
Exactly, and it's like, not that Trae Young wouldn't or Ja or LaMelo, but it's like I think they're all in this weird space right now in the NBA where it's like everyone is so financially conscious and just very much like, well, if title contenders don't have enough cap space and the lower guys with the cap space who are in and around the lottery are focused on the lottery. They're focused on drafting their next guy. Where in contrast to maybe trying to trade for him. So
but where player development's at this point, it's like the guys that you're looking to draft, they're coming in with playmaking skills, because it's not however many years ago where it's one guy on the court who has ball handling responsibilities. It's like everybody now is coming up with some level of like, you need to be able to bring the ball up the court regardless of size. You need to be able to play make from your position, whether it's from the post, whether it's from the low post, the high block, wherever it is. You need to be able to do that. So, and you've got a draft class, especially right now, where it's like that draft class is looking potentially generational. So there is no incentive. Like, well, for a player like Trae, it's like there is no incentive to trade for a player like that who is, if we're being honest, at best gonna raise your team from a lottery team to like a borderline playoff team, which is good. I think I almost feel bad putting Trae in that same conversation with Ja and LaMelo, because Trae is proven to be a floor raiser. It's just that the ceiling isn't that high. So to pay as much as you're gonna pay for him, to have those defensive liabilities, it's tough. For Atlanta, the question when he went down was like, all right, cool, what are you going to do without him? They've shown. And
it's tricky, man, because what I do hope for Trae's sake, honestly, and he's an incredible talent.
Yeah, he is. So
he
good.
finds a way, and he's watching, and he finds a way to fit in and just add to this team without taking it. It may be I'm averaging 20 points per game now. Maybe I'm playing 5 less minutes, but I just think, man, and we discussed this before, it's so hard to build an elite level team with an undersized guard. It just doesn't happen. Being your number one, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
Real tough.
It just doesn't happen. But yeah, man. But big up Jalen Johnson and big up Nikhil, and he's also big up Onyeka Okongwu, man. What he's done with his free ball this year, he even said it, I think in one of the press conferences towards the end of last season. So when I come back next season, I'm gonna have a 3-ball, and he's got that 3-ball. And I just think that's the thing about Atlanta. They're at a nice little place right now where it's like a couple smart moves, or maybe a couple smart subtractions, maybe not even additions, could change the trajectory of their team going forward. Jalen Johnson is super young. He's
23.
Young. Say that, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But back onto the topic of positive players who have taken a step, not necessarily the biggest step, because this guy is a Finals MVP after all. But I think where a lot of people wrote the season off for the Celtics when Jason Tatum went down, myself included, we thought, all right, this is a break, this is a gap year, so to speak. Jaylen Brown said, nah, dog, we're competing. And he's putting up 29 points a game this season, 6 rebounds, career high, 5 assists a game. He's shooting pretty efficiently, just under 50%. The free ball's not the most efficient, but that's never been his bag, to be fair to you. And he's got the Celtics in a good position. They're just above 500. They're playing competitive basketball. And I think for a player like Jaylen Brown, who's had so much criticism over the course of his career, for him to like almost have his development stunted in a way by how quickly Jason Tatum was able to adapt to the NBA, and then the additions of Kyrie and Gordon Hayward and how much more he had to take a backseat to then growing into his role in that Celtics team, and now having an opportunity this season where he could have taken it easy, could have stepped back, could have said, I'm a champion, NBA Finals, I've been an All-Star,
Yeah.
I've been...
Take a season off, man.
Could have taken a season
Wait
off.
for JT to come back.
Did not do that. And like, obviously, I don't know where their heads are gonna be at. I don't know whether Brad Stevens is a fan of this play. Maybe he wants to give Jaylen Brown some time to hoop out before he says, you know what, we're gonna sit you down for a little bit, see if we can sweeten those draft odds.
I think Mazzulla is too much of an insane man to let anything like that.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. He's an absolute psychopath. He's probably just thinking, yeah, we're just gearing up for next year, and we're getting you ready to go and do this again next year. This is the thing,
man. You see the East, yeah? We discussed this before, because there's no one I'm betting my house on. Nobody.
No.
So if you're looking at it, and it's like, we've seen Cinderella stories, yeah? If I'm the Celtics, okay, JT's gone down, but you ain't really better than me like that. The fact that you guys are letting us stay in and around where we are, where are they in the standings right now?
They are 4th.
Okay. Like, so if I'm the Celtics, I'm like, hold on.
They're 4th.
You guys don't even know what it's like. Like, you guys don't even understand what it's like to get there. I know.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm them, like, generally, I think there's like 4 or 5 teams that, on current form, feel like they should get to the conference finals.
Yeah.
Because,
to be honest with you, there's only like one team below them that I look at and I think, you guys should be better than this. And that's the Cavs.
Yeah.
They're the only team that I look at and I'm like, you should be better than this right now. But like everybody else, like Orlando, Philly, Miami, I'm like,
if I'm being honest, yeah, right now, the Pistons, Toronto, who I hope we get onto, Pistons, Toronto, what? They're 1 and 2, I believe, yeah?
Pistons, Knicks, and then Toronto.
Okay, cool. Those 3 teams, yeah, the Knicks just went to the conference finals, so they believe they should be going back. Cool. But even though they've gone back and they're having a good season, the Knicks, I think they're just getting used to playing Mike Brown's way with less Jalen Brunson, which is obviously only going to be a better for their team in the long haul. But it's like, I just don't look at anyone and feel like how we feel about the Celtics. Like, yeah, it's everyone trying to chase them. And then it became it's everyone trying to chase the Cavs and Celtics. But the Cavs, they're shaky.
They've had injury problems, to be fair to them, but even still.
I do get that. I think there's other reasons as well.
They've stalled as well. They've stalled a lot.
I think a lot of the players have hit a wall. But I just look at East and I think if I'm the Celtics, it's
open.
Yeah, like why not?
It's very open.
Why not? Honestly, why not?
Yeah. And I don't want him rushed back. No, that timeline they're giving for
that's
JT.
the only thing that could be a detriment. If they're in and around it, he'll try and come back. But
yeah, I mean, even still, the timeline he gave was like, he was talking about like April. It's like, brother, chill.
Yeah.
Chill. You do not need to be back this year.
Back to Jalen, I was giving him some more praise. Last 10 games, 30.7 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 6 assists. This is a perennial all-star, bro. And I think just to give him some praise because it's all about him right now, I think Jaylen Brown, for me, is the perfect example of how to be a number 2, even if you have number 1 caliber. Because from the jump of JT and JB, they've been trying to rip them apart in the media,
Literally.
fandom, wherever it is. Guys with no pedigree in the game, guys who've been in the media for 20 plus years, have any time anything went wrong, got to the finals and lose, let's break them up. Get to the conference finals and lose, let's break them up. Don't make it, let's break. And it's
They
like,
were literally
why would you, especially with the NBA right now, why would you break up two forwards who can
very successful forwards as well.
bear in mind what the NBA is, two wings who can pass, score, rebound, defend, and an elite level, can both give you 25 plus a game, can both average at an above average level for their position, and they're both, for me, all NBA level defenders. And he had to listen to that thing of, oh, JB's number 2, oh, JB, like, it was just, you know what they tried to do, man, just and it was crazy behavior. So I'm happy that he's getting to ball out to just let people know, yo, I'm number 2 here, but on a lot of you guys' team, I'm number 1. In fact, on a lot of you guys' team, I might be franchise best player.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because with all due respect, certain my best players, Kemba Walker. With all due respect, I love Kemba Walker, man. One of the crazy 2K6. But it's like the media tries to do this thing with Jaylen Brown, and I didn't understand it, but it's just they need mess, they need noise, and it's like this. Man.
I really feel like him getting that Finals MVP was the best thing that could have happened for his ego. Because it just quieted that storm of, like, you don't really need to go and, like, you're an NBA champion, but you were the best player in the finals.
You don't need to validate their noise.
You don't need to validate nothing. You don't need to go and prove yourself to nobody. You've done it already, and now you have an opportunity to show, I could do it regular season too if you need me to. But we're committed to winning. Do you know what I mean? And, like, that's just it's great. It's great basketball to see. And again, it's it could have very easily been a gap year for the team, but it's just great to see a team still willing to go out there and compete, despite the fact that their best player is out. And on the note of, like, even though he's injured, like, with the JT thing, it was ridiculous from the jump, and I feel like it was just sabotage because, like, you have a team that was basically every single year either in the conference finals or a game away from the conference finals. Like, if they were lost in the second round, they lost in the second round to the team that went on to the final to win the championship. Like,
and those Miami Heat teams that were just doing stupid stuff,
and those teams went to the finals both times. Do you know what I mean? It was like, they lost to the Bucks and the Bucks won the chip. It's like they were a super competitive team from the moment JT arrived in the league. They were conference finals upon his arrival, and they stayed pretty much at that level for the entire time. They just needed a few more pieces to cross the line, and once they got those pieces, they did. And so, credit to JB for just keeping his head level. I mean, he's a very smart guy anyway, but, like, credit to him for keeping his head level and just not succumbing to that pressure. Because honestly, there's a lot of other players, and we've seen it before. We've seen it on that team before. There's a lot of other players that feel like, I need to go and prove, I need to go and hoop, like, this is my team, I need to go and show, and the chemistry doesn't work. So credit to both of them for doing that, and for him for the season he's having as well. But on that note, whilst we're talking about players that have been disrespected, this one hurts, man. This one hurt me. Christopher Rajon Rondo Paul. My goodness.
You're crazy for that.
No, but
crazy.
Chris Paul.
Don't disrespect that man anymore than he's been disrespected.
that one's but no, this is crazy. The Clippers organization needs to go to the ninth layer of hell, be eviscerated, and then start again in Las Vegas with someone else, because this is ridiculous. After what they did to Blake Griffin, when he was getting ready to to test free agency, and they did a mock jersey retirement to convince him, where they hung his jersey up in the rafters, and to convince him to re-sign, talking about he's going to be a Clippers legend. He's going to be the first player in franchise history to get his jersey retired by the organization, only for them to trade him 3 months into the season to Detroit. And I know we're saying Detroit's number one right now.
Was it for Tobias Harris?
It was for Tobias Harris.
No disrespect to Tobias Harris, but it's just...
a little disrespect to Tobias Harris.
Tobias, that's a good vet. But
he's a good... But at the time, like, that, what was the point of that? What was the point of that? Like, that's Blake Griffin's your second greatest Clipper of all time. Not your greatest Clipper of all time. has come back for what we all know is his retirement tour. And we all know who Chris Paul is. Yeah, he can be an abrasive character, but he's a professional. He takes pride in the game. He wants to elevate. He wants to push, which I'm assuming was the whole reason you brought him back in the first place. You bring him back, and then in the dead of night, like a thief.
Like a thief
you
in
wanna,
the night.
You want to cut him loose. I'm finding out on Instagram from Chris Paul himself saying, they just sent me home, y'all. Peace. What do you mean? What set you home? Why?
Got them
the team's awful
in three-way
regardless.
FaceTime calls, laughing with Lob City laughing.
Oh my Lord. What? And you know what? You know what hurts me is that Chris Paul meme from the finals when he was on the Suns, where he hits a free, and it's like, since Chris Paul hits free to bring it back 40, and then the last bucket he hit for the Clippers was basically the same thing. This is not how you treat one of the legends of the game, man. This guy for me is like
top 5 PG ever, man.
Bro, top 5 PG.
One of the greatest players to ever not win a ring.
God.
Man. One of the greatest players, one of the smartest players ever. I think that's
literally one of the
coach
smart players.
In my opinion.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. But I'm like, this level of disrespect from an organization that is doing nothing this season. Like, is doing absolutely nothing this season. We really have to put the Clippers and Steve Ballmer in the conversation of like worst run franchises ever.
I just think what they've done, and it's funny because CP3 is one of the most polarizing players ever, arguably one of the most hated players. Everyone now hates the Clippers, like everyone. Everyone's just like that. Even people that hated CP3 was like, yo, that's kind of fucked up.
Bro, it's completely out of pocket.
You did a whole press conference saying, yeah, man, end it at home, all of this, blah, 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 all of that. Had guys crying at the press conference. Here we go again. And it's like, you knew who CP3 was before you traded for him. You knew who he was. You're not you benched the guy. You say he's not playing. Cool. We can all see he's not the same player. Blah blah blah. But you know it's his farewell. What are they? I think they were like 5 and 14 at one point. What are they? Let's check this.
I think it's about the same now.
Where are they in the West right now? Because
they are. Got to scroll all the way down. They're 14th.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're second from bottom, about to give the flipping OKC another number 1 pick.
Bruv, you're 3 games behind the Mavs.
CP3 has nothing to do with why you guys are there. Because you're not even playing him.
Bruv, literally.
So it's like, okay.
You can't even scapegoat correctly.
So they're 6 and 18. 6 and 18. That's like the 3rd or 4th worst record in the NBA in total. Cool.
3rd, yeah.
So it came out that from Chris Haynes
or 4th, rather,
that him and Ty Lue weren't on speaking terms. I love Ty Lue as a coach. You know, that little recording came out with Ty Lue saying basically fuck CP because CP wanted to change something, and it's like, okay, it just doesn't look good because again, I have no illusions to think that CP3 was the most easiest person to deal with, even in the end. And I feel like, just to play devil's advocate, there's probably some people that feel like, well, you're not CP3 anymore. You're Christopher Emmanuel Paul about to retire. So, you know, be humble. But it's like, no, he's at home. This is who he is. You guys are bad. You're not playing me with bad. I'm trying to hold the organization accountable. I'm trying to hold coaches accountable. I'm trying to hold players. I honestly think, there's a player who gets a ridiculous amount of leeway when it comes to the way players at the top are scrutinized, especially of his era. I've seen LeBron scrutinized down to the depths of hell. I've seen KD scrutinized for trying to win. I've seen Paul George. I've seen everyone scrutinized. People don't get onto Kawhi Leonard, bro. And I'm not even trying to start anything because I don't really care for all that stuff. But I just find it funny, man. The way, I just know if this was a different guy who was the star of this team, being this bad, being as injury prone as he's been, and then
being accused of corruption.
And then also it's just like, well, because in my opinion, Kawhi had to sign off on this. The same way guys want to talk about, oh, LeBron had to sign off on every move. But forget that. Let's talk about CP3. I just think it sucks for him to end his career like this, out here waiting for an offer in free agency, I think that really sucks. And it's like, it's going to be like in 15, 20 years, yeah, they're going to try probably call him back a bit, oh, let's hang it in the rafters and blah, blah, blah. And they'll probably blow over. People might forget this, but it's just a sour taste to a sour season. And honestly,
Yeah.
I hope the season gets worse. Obviously, it's not good for the NBA, but I hope their pick goes to OKC. I hope everybody gets fired there, honestly, because this was mad disrespectful. And I just think you're doing this for what? You're not going to start winning.
Yeah. And then it's also the classic, you've released him and you're getting the backlash that I'm assuming they weren't expecting to get that backlash.
No, I think they knew. I think this was literally just people's egos being hurt.
Nah, I think if they thought they were going to get the same level of backlash, because I think they thought, all right, CP3, people understand. I think they would have drip fed the dissent and the issues that they're having and the conversations. Like, you know, when a player is like getting shocked,
do you know what
and
it
you start
is?
hearing like
little noises.
bits,
I just don't. You know what it is? I just don't think you could do that with CP.
I mean, well, they're doing it now. They're doing it after the fact. So
yeah, because they're trying to justify the decision.
Yeah, and I feel like if you were gonna do that, because it's not like it's a trade, you're shopping him. Yeah. It's like if you're gonna cut him, you could start floating those reasons as to why you might cut him. You could start floating CP's having problems with the coach and stuff, and then you cut him, and it's like, oh, you see, he was having problems with the coach and stuff. It's like they've cut him, and then it's probably like half a day later you start to hear, oh, he had problems with this person, he had problems with this person. Then the recording comes out, and it's like, oh, now the Clippers trying to be like, oh, you see.
You know what killed me about the Ty Lue thing is, you know, the recording coming out after him saying, yeah, no, I respect CP3 so much. He was one of my good friends in the league. It's like, oh, come on, bro. But you know, they have to say that they're on the podium and blah blah blah. But
yeah,
man, it does suck, man. But yeah, man, bad organization. Bad season. They don't own their pick.
But they don't learn. This is basketball karma.
Yeah.
You can only disrespect so many of your legends. You disrespected Blake. You ended up mortgaging your future to go and get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Paul George is now Philadelphia 76er. And Kawhi Leonard has played I don't know how many games Kawhi Leonard has played, but he's genuinely,
I don't know how they pivot. Like, genuinely.
They have to just this is a Brooklyn Nets situation when the Brooklyn Nets traded for Paul Pierce and KG when they were on their last
I don't think it's even this. I think this might be worse.
You just have to. No, it's definitely worse. It's definitely worse. But it's the same type of situation where you just have to ride it out. You just have to ride it out.
Who's insane enough to trade for Kawhi?
I think the only person insane enough to trade for Kawhi just got fired a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I just don't know about man. But good luck to them, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wish them good luck, but I hope they deserve. But it's fine.
Oh my god! Before we move on, did you see that thing where this 90-year-old Clippers fan, he was a ball boy for the Clippers.
Yeah,
said, I'm giving up my fandom, I'm done. And then
I'll switch it to the Lakers.
Blake Griffin was like, what do you say? He was like something about your piece, something, go get your piece, kid, or something like that.
I don't know exactly what he said, but I saw that. He said,
yeah,
the Lakers.
Like, it's just like, you're turning your own legends against you, man.
But this is another thing where it's like, it's such a brain dead decision because you have to recognize, you need the self-awareness to know CP3 and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, but like CP3 in particular is a big reason for the fandom you have now. The reason why you felt justified enough to go build a brand new, entirely different stadium to separate yourself from the Lakers is because you developed an identity separate of the Lakers with Lob City.
With all due respect to, I want to say Bob McAdoo and those that came before him, all of that.
Elton Brand, them and there.
Yeah. All due respect to them. Without Lob City, the Clippers are nothing.
The Clippers, they're irrelevant.
Without Lob City, because remember, Lob City...
Lob City was a time if you weren't there.
If you don't know, go and find out. Even the way the name was built, it was organic, bro. It was DJ and Blake Griffin were being giddy on camera because CP3 was coming. And Blake Griffin just said, oh, it's about to be Lob City. It was, listen, man.
And it was.
That is one of the greatest periods of basketball and like teams. Like, you know when you go on 2K and they have like those teams of errors? Lob City
was an error, man.
You don't get it, man. There's gonna be documentaries, and I can't wait when I'm in my 50s and they do those 30 for 30s on all these teams, man. Man, Lou, what do you know about the flipping JJ, and Jamal.
Oh my
And
gosh.
you know, those teams, man, those teams were
It
just
was so
elite.
much
Those were
fun.
elite. Matt Barnes
So
and all those
much
guys,
fun,
man.
man.
Man,
You had
shout out Brandon Knight. A very key member. A very key honorable
Hey, that
member.
was a terrible season for him, man.
Nah, man. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Kyrie did it. I mean, I know he slipped. Like he definitely slipped. He lost his
that was
footing.
tough, man.
But the DJ one was disgusting.
Honestly.
Disgusting. But no, man, that they made the Clippers relevant. Especially at a time where, and that doesn't happen without CP. Like, even if
It
you have
doesn't.
DeAndre Jordan, you have Blake Griffin. They, like, bro, CP made DeAndre Jordan an all-star.
Listen. They don't
That
know, bro.
alone puts
He
his
was
name
an
in the
all-star.
rafters.
I'm sure he was all NBA too. I need to go back and
I think
check,
he was
man.
no. I think he was all NBA. I think all NBA third team.
Well, yeah, man. Let's move on from this terrible organization, man.
Ridiculous. Other thing I wanted to talk about while we're talking about players, we're talking about potential player movements. Because I know one thing for CP is like maybe looking for a new team, but honest to God, I'm pessimistic because I'm just like, unless someone's genuinely just like, let's help you finish this tour.
It'll be pity.
Yeah, it'll be a pity. It'll be a pity position.
There's no way I can see anyone needing what you can offer them at this point.
And anyone that
That's
has
not a
the
really
roster
bad team.
space, anyone that has the roster space isn't probably gonna that's competing, isn't probably gonna want to use it on Chris Paul.
Unless there's like a young team who wants him and like, yo, and then go into coaching after. You never know, but
maybe.
Yeah, go on.
Hey, Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Do something for once.
Yeah.
But on the notion of player movement, or in this case, players that might have a difficult time moving. Reports came out earlier this week that Giannis and his team had requested a trade at the start of the season. Now, obviously, Giannis being Giannis, he's not going to come and confirm or deny the reports or whatever. But this was something that was long suspected, that Giannis was eyeing a way out of Milwaukee. And we've had a lot of players. I know Dwight earlier on in the year said that, nah, Giannis, you shouldn't leave because he knows what it feels like to leave and it not work out. Although Dwight's coming from a very different perspective because he wasn't champion when he left. If he was, I don't think he'd have that same perspective. But for Giannis, the question now becomes, if he is to go, where? Who has the ability to pony up and go get Giannis, and who does it even make sense for?
Well, basketball-wise, it makes sense for every single team in the world.
Yeah, true.
It's tough, man. It's just tough. It's tough, and this is why it feels like players only get out by making a stink or a tantrum, or leaving in free agency. But he can't leave in free agency.
Yeah, it's his deal for
the thing with Giannis is his reason for leaving, as he said, even though he hasn't come out and said I am leaving. He's just said it in a backhanded way by saying I want to win.
Yeah, which he's been saying since that chip. To be fair,
so therefore he can't just go to any organization.
Yeah.
And it's not the off season where, like Kyrie, like KD did, let's go to this team that was trash in Brooklyn and now we're now contenders. You know what I'm saying? It's mid-season. So then it comes down to, okay, who can afford him? Okay, the bad teams can afford him, great. You're not good enough. I'm not going there.
Right.
The one I keep hearing in a pipe dream kind of way is New York. Don't know how they get that done, but
I mean, they'd be giving up the thing that makes them good, which is depth.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and I think the new NBA, the current NBA, I think more than ever, depth is really the reason that you go far. I think depth. You've seen the last couple guys to win and even go far. The Pacers have good depth. The Knicks have good depth. OKC's depth is ridiculous.
Yep.
Let's not even talk
Boston's
about that
depth was
Boston
ridiculous.
team, that one. I think you cannot go into the NBA thinking, in the NBA the NBA playoffs, thinking, I'm going to go far with 6 guys that I play. It's too fast-paced. There's too much talent. The game is too stretched. You need about an 8-9 man rotation, in my opinion, now.
No,
because the other
100%.
teams have an 89-man rotation. That's just that's just the facts of it.
Yeah.
So then you look at, okay, who doesn't need to got their roster? OKC, I pause for a moment to think about, or there's no point. If that happens, just forget about it, everyone.
Just log off.
OKC, they can afford it. And I think they still keep a good amount of their roster just because of the amount of picks they've got. But a lot of those picks aren't actually that great anymore. But then you go to maybe the Spurs. I've been seeing online people saying, I'm not trading Dylan Harper for Wemby. Sorry for Giannis. Guys, please be for real.
Bake.
Please be for
Bake.
real. Please. And it's the thing about the NBA, man. Believing the young talent is it gets you giddy and excited. Please be for real. Use your brain. There's
a Cavs fan somewhere that 4 years ago would have said, I would never trade Evan Mobley. And Evan Mobley has been the same player for the past 4 years. You just don't know, man.
He's not averaging 19 and 9 instead of 18 and 8.
Oh, my bad.
Thank you. Respect.
Redacted.
All right. But I just don't see where you can go without your team either being gutted. The only way this works for me is Milwaukee just want to be nice. So why the hell do you want to do that? Why am I doing that for you? Yeah. So honestly, I don't see this happen in the regular season. I think what might happen is they stretch out an injury and he just doesn't play for the rest of the season. And they go, okay, well, let's try and get as low a pick as possible. I don't know if they got their own pick this year, but let's just try and tank the season. And the summer, we'll try and move you about, because I just don't see how it works right now. I just think there's just no real trade package that makes sense to me. I did try to look up some trades. They all stink, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough. Because even with OKC, it's like, if I'm the Bucks and I'm trading with OKC, I know you said they have a good few picks they could keep. I don't want you to keep. I want everything. Yeah. If I'm giving you Giannis and I'm basically giving you the chip for the next however many, I need everything.
So one I saw was Giannis and Cole Anthony to Atlanta, and the Bucks get Trae Young, Zachary Ricochet, first round pick via the Pelicans. Between the Pelicans and the Bucks, which one's better from 2026? 2027 first round pick, top 4 protected via the Pelicans, or if the Bucks is worse, they'll keep theirs. So a pick swap basically, and another 2029 first rounder, if not conveyed to 2032. And it's just okay. There's picks there. You get Trae Young.
But then why would I want Trae? No offense to Trae Young,
but then if I'm honest, it's like, okay, are we now contenders? Okay, don't get it twisted. Possibly.
I mean, you could maybe make the finals from the East,
but it's not certified. This is when I come back to what Dwight Howard was saying. I just don't think a lot of the trades that make sense, trade package wise, don't make him a certified contender. I don't look at that Atlanta team and think, yeah, okay, let's go. Obviously, they're definitely like, okay, yeah, it can make the conference finals, it's Giannis. But I don't look at it like, yeah, this team is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I saw another one to Houston. I was like, why would Houston do this? No. It was Giannis and his brother. And as soon as I saw the first name, I stopped looking. For Alperen, they're not doing that. They're just not doing that. Alperen and Fred VanVleet, they're not doing that. They're just not doing that.
Doing that. Even the Bucks aren't doing that. Even the Bucks aren't doing that.
And then the one that I think most people in New York want to happen is Giannis, Jericho Sims, Bucks get back, Cat, Pacome, Dadiet, Tyler Kolek, 2026 first round pick, top 8 protected via the Wizard. 2028 swap, 2030 swap, 2032 swap.
But then again, that's enough. What are those picks going to be worth if you're getting them from the Knicks and they're going to be competitive? Yeah. And then also from the Knicks, like, fit-wise, you just spent all of this time trying to get your team to play a new brand of basketball with more space.
Forget all of that, brother. If I trade Cat for Giannis, don't worry about fit. We're going to make it work.
But is
Well,
it is it
couldn't
gonna
make it
is it
work.
gonna work? Is it gonna work enough to beat OKC or to
Brunson
beat
and
Denver?
Giannis.
Is it
Okay, don't
is it
forget all
enough
of
to?
that. Yeah, forget all of that, bro.
Because that's what you have
Are
to
we
think about
better than
though.
yesterday? Yeah, Giannis in New York. Come on, bro. It makes sense from
Oh
their point of view, but yeah, man. I just don't know. I just don't know. It's a tough one. But
yeah,
what I will say is, because even though I did say I don't think it will happen, we've seen, man. If players want to get moved, they get moved.
it's a different era though. It's a
You
different
see,
era. Like a few years ago, I would have been like, yeah, it's just a matter of time. You could have tweeted that, and
yeah,
in a couple of weeks, you would have been gone,
yeah.
like AD style. But
You know, he's got to do. He's got to tweet. He's got to tweet the Statue of Liberty.
he definitely going to New York if he shoots the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
That's a
man.
golden rule. You tell them where you want to go, they'll send you exactly where you don't.
You know, I was just
But
saying to Minnesota, hey, Ant can shoot now. You know,
I feel like half the reason Giannis wants to leave Milwaukee is he's trying to get out of the cold, bro.
but why
I
you trying
can't
to go to New
say.
York then?
I mean, New
I
York's
mean, New York
different
in
though. New
summer
York,
is
New
almost
York's New
something,
York.
man. Yeah.
New York's New York though. Like at least you got the rest of it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a tricky one. Like if he is really dead set on leaving, like they've got to get rid of him.
Mm.
They got to move him. I'm just get rid of him.
Yeah, but
They
I'll
got
just
they got to
wait,
move
man.
him.
If I'm them, I'll just wait.
They got to move him by the summer because
Yeah.
after next season, he's got a player option which he likely opts out of, and then you might lose him for nothing. But again, I say losing for nothing. I feel like basketball teams in general just need to have a better mindset when it comes to the player movement and just be like, if I got as much value as I could extract from you, which in the case of the Bucks is an NBA championship
They won the first chip in how many years since
since Kareem.
Kareem?
So I'm like,
He's done his job.
do you know what I mean? He's done his job. Like, yeah, I didn't get any picks back for you, but I got the cap space back.
You can't have everything.
You can't have everything. You go again. And I think, yeah, like you said, this is a tough one to try and move in mid-season. Probably gonna have to try in the summer. But the longer they wait, the less leverage they have because the less they're able to offer another team. Because now, for whoever's traded
he
for
wants
them,
to leave, blah 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 blah.
exactly. And for the team that could trade for him, it's like, well, do I want Giannis with 1 year left on his contract and a player option? Because what if he decides, he's good on the money.
Come LA after LeBron left.
Do you know what I mean?
Get me some European lobs.
Because he's 33 when his contract ends if he takes the player option, or 32 if he opts out. So he's still got a lot of basketball to play. And in terms of like him leaving and going somewhere else where he takes a pay cut, I'm like, I don't know why you take a pay cut. You're in the prime earning years of your life. You could bank an extra 300 mil if you sign another max contract. It's 350 mil. So yeah, it'll be
to show you how
interesting.
quickly the NBA tips on his head. A couple episodes ago, I was talking about Giannis is an MVP front runner. He's backpacking them. Next thing you know, they go on a crazy losing streak.
Yeah.
Now where are they now sitting? They're sitting
11th.
Just like that. Giannis went down with a calf injury. Now the whole internet is talking about where we're gonna move him. The NBA,
Crazy.
man, gift that keeps on giving.
Crazy. Just moves man. So quickly. So quickly. But whilst we're talking about trade options, there was a GM survey recently. We talked about Ja in the last pod of the pod before that. We talked about trade today, mentioned LaMelo a few times, but boy, what some of these GMs have said about I'm gonna read some of the quotes. I want to read some of the quotes because it's crazy. Because it's like if you go back 3 years, what these GMs would have been saying about the likes of Trey and Ja and LaMelo compared to now. So a Western Conference general manager said flat out, I wouldn't want any of them. That was a popular opinion in an informal poll of executives. What else was said? They all have negative trade value. What else has been said? When there are these sorts of unwanted superstars, sometimes they end up getting traded for each other. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in this case. Crazy. But the general consensus is just like, yeah, GMs just aren't willing to take the risk. One said about LaMelo, yes, he's talented, but he doesn't take basketball seriously enough. That is a damning indictment, bro. That is a damning indictment. For a player of that skill, for a player of that value, for GMs to be looking at you and going, yeah, but you're just too unserious. Like, I'm not willing to trade for you because you're just too unserious. Not to mention the fact that Lamelo's injury history has not been kind in terms of actually wanting to trade for him. But yeah, I think it does really beg the question for these players. Like, what do they do? What do they need? What do each of them need to like basically improve their reputation and salvage what's like their NBA careers? Because they're not going to be out of the league. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
one player that I
But
wanna. This is John Lamelo we're talking about, right?
yeah, Jalen Melo, Trey as well.
Trey, I think, is in a separate conversation. I don't want to disrespect him by putting him with these two guys because Trey plays.
Mm,
He's got an injury now, but that's not the story of his career.
true.
I think Trey's is more play style and maybe submitting to being a second fiddle.
Mm,
Because I still think in the clutch, I'm handing Trey Young the ball
yeah,
if I'm the Hawks.
very valid.
Can I become less of a negative on defense? Obviously, Fred VanVleet is a small guard, but Fred VanVleet, and I think this is why I thought sometimes his mentality, because when you grow up being the guy, you're just used to not having to do these things. Fred
Mm,
VanVleet had to hustle his way into the league, so okay, I got to play defense.
yep.
No one thinks as Fred VanVleet as a negative or as a someone you can just walk all over defensively, even though they're the same kind of build. So that's I think Trey Young's issue. That's what it is, because I'm not putting him in the level of these guys, man. He's done a lot more in the NBA.
True. Very true.
Ja and LaMelo, first things first, play. Can I see you on the court? Why? I don't know what LaMelo's is. I'm gonna check, but I know from one of the last episodes we done, where Ja's most games played is 67 games, which is insane. That's an insane. That shouldn't. And this is the best your body's gonna be. You're in your physical peak. This is the most fit you should be.
He's what, 26?
Yeah. And then LaMelo, how old is LaMelo? LaMelo is, I'll check
I
quickly.
want to say
25? What was that,
24.
24,
24.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
turned
so
24 this year.
LaMelo games played in his career. He's played 75 games his second season.
Once. Other than that, he
After
hasn't
that,
played
he
more
hasn't
than.
got above 51.
That's crazy. And that
He's
was his rookie year.
51 his rookie year. Did he make an All-Star his second year, right? He did.
I think
He
he
played
did.
75 that year. He averaged what, 27
20 points.
assists and 5
Yeah.
rebounds, something like that. Cool.
Just under 7
Crazy
rebounds.
sophomore year. Then after that, he's played 36 games, 22 games, 47 games, and he's played 16 so far this season. Cool. That is an insane amount of games missed already.
And he's one of the. I think he is over that stretch of time for players that have shot the ball as much as him. I think he's the least efficient scorer.
Yeah.
On that as well.
So this season, I think he's averaging 38.6% from the field in 16 games.
It's bad.
I just think with LaMelo, I think he might just need a new scenery, if I'm honest. But in regards to trading him, what he can do, I don't really know, man. I just think a little run of games show, because everyone knows his talent, man. We know what he can do, and I think he, for me, might not reach as high as a peak as Ja did, but I think he's a better prospect because he's a bigger guard. He doesn't play with athleticism is not something I need from him to be his best self. I think he is more likely to last longer in the league. I can see LaMelo fitting better as a second option than I see Ja in the long term. Like if I'm a I don't know, man. I don't know what big needs a guard. Everyone's kind of got one. But let's say, for instance, I was Giannis and I had the opportunity to get Ja or LaMelo as my point guard. I'm taking LaMelo.
Oh, easily.
If I'm Wemby, I'm taking LaMelo.
Yeah.
If I'm most like bigs or bigger forwards who want to pair out of the two. Like in general, if I'm a team, I'd rather have LaMelo long term on my team than Ja. I just think they just
Definitely.
need to get on the court, man. Just get on the court. With
Yeah.
Ja, I think LaMelo's thing is, I think we still see him, even in what that GM said, he gives off a immature vibe, both in his play and off the court. I don't care about the off the court stuff. Unfortunately, these guys do. Again, but you can be that if you're playing, if you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
With Ja, I just think he needs to change his game a little bit. I don't know what he can do to elevate his trade value. Genuinely, I don't know what he could do. I think a lot of the off the court stuff, plus the fact that this archetype of player is prone to breaking down early, and we've seen the early signs of that. He's not going to last long. So if I'm a GM, if I'm a team, I don't understand. I'm not. There's not much you could do to make me buy high on this, because we've seen better players, yeah, with Ja's archetype fail without it being the fact that, okay, well, he doesn't play enough games or he's not doing what we want him to do. We've seen guys just break down just because he broke down.
Yep.
So I don't know if he can, with his current play style and with all the things attached to his name, I don't know if he can increase his trade value. But someone will take a chance on him because I think he's more of a floor raiser. This is the thing. I will take LaMelo, but I think Ja helps you win more now.
Do you think, because in that survey, one of the GMs mentioned like they don't have a lot of trade value outside of each other. Do you think Ja on the Hornets?
Oh God, no.
And then LaMelo on the Grizzlies?
LaMelo on the Grizzlies.
I think LaMelo on the Grizzlies would be good for
This
him.
is what I'm saying. LaMelo on the Grizzlies. Okay. Hey. LaMelo on the Hawks. I might be interested, you know. Bro, LaMelo can defend when he wants to, and he's 6'7".
That's true. But he takes a lot of shots, man.
Yeah, but I think
Actually,
he still
he
pass.
eats that ball up there.
Yeah,
he can still
know.
pass, but he's also a turnover machine.
Like
he's averaged 3 turnovers a game solidly for his career. Like every single season.
I do think he needs a coach that, and they're doing it now. Like he gets benched in the fourth a bit if he's not playing well. I think they are trying to like change the mentality over there. But Ja and Charlotte, why?
Yeah, I thought about that, and I just thought about Ja with Miles Bridges, and I don't think it's a good combination for either one of them.
For anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a tricky one, man. But what I do enjoy as a fan is that I can tell there's change coming. And it's going to be interesting. Someone's going to wear a new jersey this season, and it's going to be interesting. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's exciting. I feel like we're spoiled as NBA fans. We're used to all this drama, but I haven't had my fix yet. Nothing's happened yet. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing real crazy has happened.
I feel like it'd be one of those things where, like, when it happens, the dominoes will just fall. Yeah, and it'll be
start happening.
It'll be thing after thing after thing after thing.
That's how it usually starts, man.
Yeah,
that's how it usually starts.
It's like one trade, and then people go, "Oh, we traded now. All right, cool, boom."
Obviously,
boom,
the aprons made it a bit tougher.
Yeah,
all the cap rules and stuff, and trying to keep the money right. But yeah, I think we're just gonna see a lot of dominoes because that's how it is, especially in the East. I think there's a scramble right now to kind of assert dominance. I think, yeah.
I think there's a lot. Oh, gone.
Speaking of trading, the one guy who I still think will get moved, even though his team said they're not looking to trade him. Hey, man, forget all of this Giannis stuff, man. If I could get Larry marketing on the low.
Ooh.
If I can get Larry marketing on the low. If I can get him on the low.
That'll be a great pickup for whoever can pick him up.
Yeah, man.
But I think Utah will be looking for a decent haul. A decent haul for him.
For a lot. And I understand why they'd want a lot, man. I get it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, man, there's a lot going on in the background, I feel, in the NBA right now. There's a lot of players
there's loads of
feel like getting shots.
That's the thing, man. I think next episode we should try and pick up on some of the more niche things happening. because there's the storylines, like even like Pat Spencer, on the Golden State Warriors. There's so many other little
Yeah.
stories happening in each NBA team, apart from the Wizards, no one cares.
Yeah. I would be.
But like, yeah, man, but there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Honest to God, one thing that we'll talk about in a future episode is just the changing nature of NBA basketball as well.
Yeah.
Like how much the pick and roll for a lot of teams is falling out of favor. That's something that I did not see coming.
I didn't see that coming either.
I did not see coming. Like the Heat have been really interesting this season with that, but we'll save that for a future ep because there's a lot to get into there.
The Heat, man. I think the Heat and the Raptors are doing interesting things. I think there's a heavy influence of European basketball in the NBA this season.
Yeah, definitely. Way less reliance on like heliocentric basketball. Way more.
Less just watching one guy dribble, everyone standing around.
Yeah, let the ball do work.
Move off that. Yeah, there's a lot more of that.
Which is good to see because it makes sense. They're finally learning that. Like, I think the last few FIBA tournaments have taught them, and even even that Paris run where you had to assemble the Avengers, and you still needed like all-time performances from Steph and Bron and KD to like clinch it. I think it's showing them like now, like, yeah, American basketball, you've got the best players, right, collectively, but in terms of play style, you don't have the best play style. And so I think that need to adopt those more European styles.
Just take from wherever you need to, add it to if you take the different styles that you can get from around the world and add it to the best athletes in the world, which you do have, it's gonna create nothing but great basketball. Exactly. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I guess that's another roundup of NBA Yap Sesh from us.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot has changed, but nothing has changed because OKC are still 22-1.
Jesus. 22 we'll see where they are next season. If they're still on one, we might have to talk about whether or not they go for that record.
10-0 in their last 10. 18-1 in their conference. Oh gosh,
I don't like it, Grandpa.
I don't know who's gonna stop them, man. Maybe maybe Ja will start anyway. Ja,
please.
No, honestly, man, Shaki. I don't know why I keep saying Ja, but anyway, let's get out of here.
All right, cool, man. We appreciate you a lot for listening as well. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of that. Leave a comment. Tell us where you think they'll land. All those players will land, and bun the Clippers one time.
Yeah, man. Fuck the Clippers for real, man. Shout out CP, man.
Shout out CP.
Hey, man.
Thank God.
I hope you get a team soon. I hope it's the OKC, and I hope he just gets to ride the bench and get a chip.
Yeah, I'll count it. I don't care.
Oh, he deserves it.
A chip is a chip.
A chip is a chip is a chip is a chip is a chip.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But we're out of here, man.
Cool. Peace.